live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Hey, hey, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going. Yeah, yeah, we going. Yeah, 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 we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line. Hey.
Hello, beautiful people.
Hello, hello, hello.
I am Jarrett, the football genius Burgess.
And I am Stephanie Fitzpatrick, aka the Advantage Coach.
And this is episode 182 of the Field to the Real podcast.
Yes.
18 down. I mean, not 18
18
down.
to go.
18 more. 18 to go.
Woo.
182
That's 4 months,
down.
4.5 months.
Yeah.
If we go all the way through,
All the way through.
4.5 months.
I think, because I think we're
gonna miss some because of the holidays.
miss some because of the holidays. Probably that Thanksgiving one, and then Christmas, New Year. But I think after that we'll be straight.
So we'll
go
be
all the way
coming
through.
right around spring
About
break.
April, spring break. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm actually looking forward to it landing on that, so that wherever we need to be and be mobile.
Yeah. Well, my
no
spring break is way different than Georgia's.
Oh, really? Oh, that's right.
It's mid-March.
Oh, okay. They do a little different in Florida.
Yeah. It's mid-March. So yeah. It'll be okay though. I'll do what I gotta do. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're gonna figure it out for 200. Yeah,
absolutely.
We were forced to do 100 virtually, but
it won't be that way.
We're gonna be in person for 200.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if I gotta buy a $500 plane ticket, that's what I gotta do. Because these doggone plane tickets is ridiculous.
Listen, look, I'll put something on it though. Oh man,
we're gonna make it work. It's yeah, it's all good.
Let's jump right into this Who's Really Right. And this Who's Really Right comes from the shop. And I saw this clip of the shop. And Draymond Green was on, I want to say it was Draymond Green. Well, it was a bunch of people on, but let's just, for the sake of this conversation, Draymond Green was on, and what's her name?
Lisa Leslie.
Lisa Leslie. Lord, I was about to... It hit me a little a little late.
Yeah.
But Lisa Leslie had made a comment about the NBA players doing a little more for the game than they have been already. And after she made that comment, Draymond Green got a little upset because he kind of went into why a comment like that would upset him. And he talked about some of the things that the NBA players have already been doing for the WNBA. And so it kind of made me, think of the question, like, are the NBA players doing enough, or should they be doing more for the WNBA? And I usually, ladies first with a topic like this, but I think, I think we see this kind of similarly, but there are, I guess, a few, nuances to this type of conversation that I just kind of wanted to touch on first. And I think that one of the things that I feel, and this is just kind of in the way that Lisa Leslie kind of said it, and she had made a statement about, some of the NBA players maybe not going to the casinos a few times and maybe using that money to donate to WNBA players. And while I feel like, that would be a good gesture, and it would help kind of the WNBA as far as salaries, I think that it wouldn't do the job that needs to be done for the WNBA to kind of grow like it's supposed to. I mean, because it's not the NBA players giving up money to improve the WNBA player salary would only work short term, and it won't address the issues with, marketing and growing a fan base and some of those things that are needed to sustain a business. And so I feel like, you know, the WNBA is already operating at, on average, I think about a $10 million loss every year. And until the league becomes profitable and, you know, some of those issues are fixed, I think that the the league is either going to continue to kind of be stagnant in growth, or it'll eventually fold.
Mm. 100%.
And I know that's not something that anybody wants, and I think that um, that right there has to be addressed before we say, okay, NBA, like, do more.
Okay. You
Yeah,
done?
that's it. Yeah.
So, because I've been watching. So, sidebar, I've been watching some episodes, and I noticed it, that I get so excited. Sometimes I jump in.
Hmm.
So I'm practicing being quiet until you're finished.
Uh, oh
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
I just been kind of looking at. So I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you do that a lot." Okay. I just get excited. It's not rude.
Oh
It's not.
yeah. No,
It's not
that's
regarding.
not even something
It's
I ever paid attention to. I
oh
feel
yeah,
like
I
when
do.
both of us get excited, we like just might just hop right in there.
Yeah. Um. So to, of course, anybody who knows how I feel about the equity that happens with the WNBA versus the NBA, and it's
Hmm.
clearly not equal
Right.
either. Um, and we've had discussions about why. Of course, you just brought up the biggest reason, which is this: they operate at a deficit every year,
Hmm.
and that's a shame. Um, but I do feel like I I I agree with well, I understand Draymond's response to Lisa Leslie's comment about the casino because you can't check them for their money.
Hmm.
So totally agree with that.
Yeah.
But I'm on the side that says, yes, there's more that an NBA player can do. And I
Okay.
feel like it's not about their money, it's
Hmm.
about their platform and their presence. And I feel like, oh, and just to be clear, um, my brother is the researcher. So he went and discovered that um, one of the things that I would think would just make this a lot easier as well, because what they need um, is exposure. I don't
Hmm.
think it's because if people really paid attention to the WNBA, the
Hmm.
games are really exciting to watch.
Hmm.
It's not the actual like athletic ability. It's not an inferior game in that respect. I think it's
Hmm.
the exposure to the players in the game that is the problem. And so
Hmm.
versus you saying come out your pockets for us, I feel like it's help us get the exposure we need. But my brother did doing his research figured out that for some reason the WNBA does not allow for media to cover when an NBA player
Is
is
in the
at
building.
a WNBA game, which
Hmm.
I feel like so that's on the WNBA organizational side. They need to work
Hmm.
on that. I agree. Marketing sucks. I don't know what they're doing actually. Makes no sense. But our question is about what can the NBA players do more? And in that respect, I would say yes.
Hmm.
Going to the games, maybe if more of them went to the games, it would switch. They would flip their opinion about showing them. But
Hmm.
I also feel like there are opportunities within their realm of influence and their sphere of influence, in that when you go in and having these conversations or having your agent negotiate for you about doing a deal with a company to represent them and do advertisements for them, speak up for these women. Like,
Hmm.
hey, let's put such and Sue Bird in this commercial with me, or let's, you know
Hmm.
what I mean, like somebody, because people need to start to know who they are. I think that's really what it is. If you're not a sports person or really into women's basketball, you don't know who these people are. Brittany
Hmm.
Griner might be getting more press just because of what's happening with her, but people probably didn't know who she was before.
Hmm.
So that is a problem because this chick was a beast in college and in the
Hmm.
NBA, WNBA. So I feel like that's where the NBA players could be more, or when they're going out doing community things, invite these women to participate so that you can bring them up. I applaud Steph for taking that platform that he was given when they received their rings for the championship to speak on Brittany Griner's behalf. That's the kind of stuff. I mean, it doesn't have to just be about Brittany Griner. There are players like that need to be spotlighted. Like their stories. Force the press to start talking about these women, like making their stories known. They got stories just like the guys do. Like start to put that out there. I feel like they got platforms. Draymond's got podcasts. Kevin Durant's got a podcast. All of these people, everybody got a podcast. So use those spaces as well to start to spotlight them, even if you don't bring them on. Just like we spotlight people, we don't have them on the show. Spotlight them. Make people start to go read. I'm the person that if you say somebody's name and I don't know it, I'm gonna go research.
Right.
So maybe that'll inspire people to start being like, well, who is this? And going, and then they might get fans and people in the stands, and that's what they need.
So the instances where I've seen this, like, on the shop, you'll see a WNBA player, maybe not every single episode, but enough of them to where you can see that it's kind of intentional that they are bringing WNBA players on. And so you see that, that at least some of these things are being done. Maybe not on the level that they could be. And I think that's probably where, you probably say, all right, some more could be done in that area.
Absolutely.
I still think that it is the responsibility of the WNBA to grow the game and to decide who their fan base is, right?
That's
so looking at the numbers, surprisingly, it's older white males who watch the WNBA.
I'm gonna just be quiet. Okay.
I mean,
I'm gonna be quiet.
And so
I'm just gonna say I'm not surprised. How about that? I'm gonna just say that I'm not surprised.
I can't speak to who they're marketing to. I can't speak to
it ain't them.
They're trying to who they're trying to open up to, or who to appeal to. But I think I sent you this a couple of weeks ago. While it was brash and funny, I think Bill Burr made, a point about what he was saying. He talked about how the Real Housewives of whatever city has such a large fan base, and some of these women are getting millions of dollars per episode, and we don't see the same for our women's sports. And so I think deciding on a fan base and who you're going to market it to, whether that be young women, whether that be, women, college, high school, young adult age, deciding that, okay, this is who we're going to put our steam behind bringing in as new fans. Like now with the little bit of marketing investment happening, you have older white males as your core fan base. And so
why not market to them? I'm just saying.
Well,
don't reinvent the wheel.
No, true, but I think that we have to account for growth, right? Like the biggest NFL fans are not the diehard football fans. They are the casual fans who may just want to be seen in the skybox at, at a Falcons game, at a Rams game, huh?
I said, "Oh my God, that's so sad."
And so that's the biggest opportunities for growth for a fan base. Unfortunately, those fair weather fans, those casual fans who will help to grow the league. Not to, obviously, you still, you still take care of your core fan base, but we have to go for the opportunities of growth.
Yeah.
I think that whoever's making the decisions, because you can tell that there is no definite direction in who we're trying to market to and who we want our
But
fan base to
where
be.
do you ever see marketing?
I mean, you see like the little commercials where it's like, we got next. And it appears that, you know, the market is like we're just marketing to all women.
Because it's the we. Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we're like
Well,
okay,
it doesn't appeal then because I'm a woman and I'm like, when do they ever? So it's going over my head, basically.
right.
As a female, whatever you're doing isn't working. At WNBA, if you're trying to get women to support WNBA,
Right.
you're not doing a good job. Just so you know. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, when do they ever show any marketing for? But okay, I think I've seen a few, but that's not
Kinda go over
appealing.
here.
That's
Yeah.
not appealing.
Right.
It's not. Because you want me to make it about like feminism, like we're women. And that's not, I mean, yes, that's
Right.
true, but that's not what I'm a sports fan. So make
Right.
me want to go watch the game by showing me things that are going on in the games that make it worth it. Don't talk about us, whatever. No, that's not how you market. Not if you want real people to watch.
Not right.
I'm just saying. That's just me.
No, I'm
like,
with you.
that just makes no sense.
It
Makes
it
no
doesn't.
sense.
It doesn't. And I would, want to understand what goes on in those meetings when they decide, okay, this is what we're gonna go with for this year.
Yeah.
Um,
Somebody ripping off the WNBA. That's all I'm gonna
yeah.
tell you. Because you
Because if
getting
they got a
paid.
firm that they're paying to do this,
You get paid for nothing.
they're
It's
failing.
bad.
Yeah.
Miserably. So yeah. So but I hear you. But I'm still gonna say to the question, these NBA players still have it is not their responsibility. I do not need them enabling. They do not need to come up with a sustainability strategy. That is not what I'm saying. But there are simple things, just you as an individual with the platform that you have as an NBA player can do to help. It isn't about growing the league. It's about having these women have just exposure, like individual. I feel like that is what's true for women when it comes to sports. Is we're more attuned and connected to an individual.
Right.
You know what I mean? Versus like talking to women who watch sports. A lot of them, including myself, talk about like a friend of mine was like, "Oh, you got somebody on every team that you like." Like, pretty much. That's why I like that team because they got such and such on it, or why I support that team because they have such and such on it. So it's less about less about the league. It's more about like promoting these women individually. Like, and so if there's anything that the NBA players can do, is that help promote them individually, so that they become, I mean, almost giving them celebrity status.
Yeah.
That's what they need. These WNBA players need celebrity status. That's what it boils down to. If you want women to what, that's what they're going to need to be.
Right.
That's the reason the whatever housewives the women have, they got celebrity status.
Oh, I mean, yes.
Yeah.
But
for
I
somebody.
think that they have established a clear like market. These are the people that we're going after as fans.
I don't know.
Because there are women on there who you may have never heard of before. And then,
most of them because I don't watch it, but yes. Yeah, but I'm the one they missed with all whatever they have.
Right.
The housewives, they missed me with it, but yeah. But but still, if I were to talk about when I did watch Real Housewives of Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
It was people.
Right.
It wasn't the show as a whole. I thought it was
Mm-hmm.
horrible. I thought just the whole premise of it is horrible. This
Yeah.
whole reality TV thing is horrible. But the people, there were people that I was connected to,
Right.
like wanting to know what was happening in their lives, wanting to know how things were going with them. And I think that's what the appeal becomes. Like for me, for instance, reality TV that I watched was Love is Blind, the first season.
Oh, yes.
I was connected to the people.
But that's after you started watching. Like, you didn't know those people before.
I did not, but this is my point. They do need to do a better job. If you connect people to the women of the WNBA, then they will follow. You just got to get them there.
So I see that point. So
yeah,
they're not. You're saying they're not doing a good job of promoting their stars.
No.
Yeah.
No, you're not. If you say NBA, what people gonna say?
I mean, Kevin Durant, Luka Doncic, LeBron James, like, you know, you got your people.
Even retired people, Shaq, Kobe. They gonna Michael Jordan, the WNBA, because they're people that are connected. I mean, we know more because we're actual sports people, so we know way more about what's going on. But that casual fan you just talked about, who makes up the majority, it's because they're connected to a person.
Right.
I watch because I love LeBron. The Lakers are my team because LeBron is on there.
Right. So that's the dilemma. making these women superstars.
And that's the only place I see the NBA players having some ability to help them.
Okay. I think it would have to be something large scale though. You know, because I see like a podcast here, a podcast there, where how do you drum up the interest? Because I think it has to be more than just having them on or having them.
That's why I said when you're doing these deals for these commercials.
Right.
Let me slide this in here. Let me slide this in here. It's just part of what, when I come, she come. That's what I'm saying. Like,
no. So, okay. So I agree with that.
Yeah.
If I'm a brand though, and we've seen brands do it, like, you know, I gave the example of Chris Paul doing that with State Farm. And, you know, there are they just announced a couple of weeks ago that LeBron's son, Bronny, just received an NIL deal in high school. And there were, I want to say, 2 girls basketball players, high school girls basketball players that received NIL deals as well. I think that you are going to see some stuff like that, right? Because there are WNBA players who have signature shoes. You're going to see stuff like that. But I think.
But do you see commercials for those shoes?
Huh?
Do you see commercials for those shoes?
Here and there, but not in mass. But that's what the point I was trying to make. Because if I'm Chris Paul, I can go and say, like, here, like, do this. But if I'm a brand and I'm looking at where most of my eyes are going to be, and I know that the WNBA has a problem promoting its stars, then how much can I truly invest in putting one of these women in there? Like, because the reality is it's all about numbers. And so how much can I truly invest in saying, like, okay, I'm going to give this WNBA player this much money, knowing that she's only going to get this amount of eyes on her because this league is poorly marketed.
I don't want her to be in a commercial by herself.
Right.
I want her in the commercial with Chris Paul.
Right.
I'm not saying, no, that's what I'm saying. That's how it's going. That is going to be the way that, like, I don't care how you put her in the commercial, and you ain't got to pay her nowhere near what you pay Chris Paul to be in. We've already discussed equity. We understand the difference. So that's what your point is about, the equity. And it doesn't make sense from a business standpoint. From equity, for me to give her what I would give Chris Paul. But I am not asking you to put her in this commercial with Chris Paul for her to get the same money that Chris Paul gets. What I need you to do is put her in this commercial for is so that people start to see who she is. Well, what is her name? What is she doing? I'm gonna be more curious about who she is because she keep popping up in these commercials with Chris Paul.
Right. So no, I agree on that part. I think I did use that part as an example, but I was speaking more to the part of, like, you asked me about the question about how many times you seen a commercial with the signature shoe. Like, that Chris Paul commercial ran constantly. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if it did what it was supposed to do or not. But I do know when we talk about those signature shoes that WNBA players have, I don't see a lot of commercials about those. And so if I'm Nike and I've given, you know, a WNBA player a signature shoe, and I paid them what I believe it to be worth, and I have to pay to run the commercial, then I can't run it but so often. You know what I'm saying? Because those shoes probably aren't going to generate the same amount as an NBA player's shoes. And that's why it all still kind of boils down to money. You know, and it's unfortunate.
So what if the NBA players in those instances we're at the same brand? We both got Nike, right?
Right.
That's an area where you could be like, you know what? I don't need no money. I'm gonna just be in this commercial with her.
Okay.
Right? Because I'm gonna generate more attention and you're gonna get more money. Period. Right. But I'm also going to help her get more attention.
So I would say it would have to be another way other than that, because at the end of the day, it's the brand that kind of gets, you know, the benefit here, right? It's not going to necessarily be her, because if they put me in a commercial for free and it's my name that's generating you know, and you're only going to pay the WNBA player a very small portion, and you're going to keep the rest by having my name in the commercial, then I've done a disservice to myself and to my family by allowing this brand to kind of manipulate the situation. So this is, I mean, look, we just spent
we spent 30 minutes
of time on it
already. Yeah.
But yeah, this is a difficult one to kind of try to think through. And maybe this is the issue that they've been having, how to do it the right way.
Yeah.
But I know something has to be done, you know,
Absolutely.
in order for
right to last.
Huh? Yeah.
For it to last.
We don't want the league to continue to lose more money than it has been losing. These WNBA owners want to protect their investments, which is why they are, you know, taking such a lion's share of the revenue split. But these WNBA players do need to be paid more. Yeah. And so I think
that former President Barack Obama really is a part of this group that's trying to buy the Suns and the Mercury.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that this
Maybe
weekend.
we'll see some change.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see some change come, because we need it.
Yeah.
Somebody with a brain, come on.
Right. Somebody that's willing to, like, give their time and effort on that side of it.
Exactly. Yep. A brain and a heart. I don't want to just say a brain and a heart. To like really see this league make it. So well, I guess we really just we ain't did this in a minute.
Right. Well, we just
going in on one. That's good.
Right.
It's good. Well, y'all let us know.
Right. Yeah. Let us know who you guys think is really right. Should NBA players do more? I'm on the side of, while they probably can, I don't know that they should. And Steph believes that NBA players, there are some things that they can do a little more in order to help the WNBA and the WNBA players specifically.
Put the cameras on me, 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 put the cameras on me. Put the cameras on me.